The 50th anniversary of James Cook University presented us with an opportunity to participate in those celebrations by highlighting 50 treasures from the library special collections, and at the same time creating and leaving a legacy for the people who come after us and the broader community, but also to create global access through the digitisation part of the project. In terms of the outcomes, the 50 Treasures project had two distinct parts: the virtual and the physical. The core component of our virtual output was the digitisation of the 50 treasures from special collections to high-level preservation standards. The treasures would then be revealed through NQ Heritage at JCU, our online repository for the library special collections. The primary physical output for the project was to be the culmination of so much work with the installation of a beautiful professional exhibition at Tucker Regional Gallery in Townsville titled 50 Treasures Celebrating 50 Years of JCU, scheduled to run from October 2020 to January 2021. The exhibition would be the jewel in the crown and a great way for the community to connect with the university through this rare opportunity to see the real treasures all together in the same space, a once-in-a-lifetime event. Within these two sets of outcomes, we ran a complex multi-part project which relied on many layers of collaborative work, often running at full speed simultaneously because of our deadlines, and involving our own JCU staff from the library and other departments, specialist contractors, invited authors and collection donors. The parts of the project included the selection of the treasures, planning for digitisation, rights management working with the JCU legal office, the actual digitisation of the treasures, the management of the 40 invited treasures authors, the total revamp of our online repository, NQ Heritage at JCU, and this was all separate to the development and delivery of the Treasures exhibition, the exhibition catalogue, and the public engagement program that was to follow. As manager of the Special Collections, I was the curator of the treasures for this project, and from many thousands of treasures held in the collections, I selected just 50 to showcase the diversity we hold, both in content and format. As project manager and curator, I invited 40 different authors to write about the 50 treasures. The authors were often experts in a particular field relevant to the treasures, or they had a personal connection to a particular treasure. Authors were asked to provide a succinct 400-word written response to their assigned treasure via the question, "Why is this significant?" Authors' 400-word pieces were published in the exhibition catalogue and also became a part of the NQ Heritage record accompanying the digital version of the treasure in NQ Heritage at JCU, our online repository for the special collections. Many authors also wrote longer responses, 800 words, for the library news blog, and those blog posts provided the basis of our social media promotions for each treasure. The 50 treasures were released progressively across 43 weeks in 2020, beginning in February and finishing in October, at the point where the exhibition opened at Tucker Regional Gallery. 1 to 3 treasures needed to be released each week, and this schedule gave us both tight deadlines but also a rolling momentum throughout the year. It allowed us to promote both JCU and the library special collections across the whole birthday year. The release schedule included planned promotions through library social media channels, with blog posts as the starting point, and also targeted JCU media releases for key dates like the 50th year anniversary week and Mabo Day. The very week in mid-March when we released our introductory video for our project, the pandemic struck. The pandemic absolutely heightened the challenges and increased anxiety around whether or not we could deliver the project in its original form. Practically, it required many of our staff to quickly get organised to work from home and shift their whole work life into their home environment. An unusual experience for most of us, and a really difficult experience for some of us. At JCU, our university libraries never closed because of the pandemic. We ran a hybrid work model, with some staff on site and some working from home. From a project point of view, this was important as we still needed to work with real collection items, providing research assistance to our invited authors for the treasures, and of course also doing the digitisation, photographing whole works. However, what we found was, by happy coincidence, we had possibly a perfect project for a pandemic. This was because the basis of our project was the digitisation of the treasures and then the exhibition. And in March, the exhibition seemed a very long way away, in the sense that we had no idea what massive impacts the pandemic would continue to have on our project and on us personally in the future. In terms of promoting the treasures throughout the birthday year, we had always planned to use social media as we usually do. However, as a result of the pandemic, these methods became even more pertinent. The pandemic resulted in so many more people going online for longer as they couldn't go out and their movement was so heavily restricted. Ultimately, we created more digital content than we initially anticipated because of the pandemic. The pandemic, of course, affected our project partners. As the pandemic went on and on, our primary partner, Perth-Tucker Regional Gallery, had its budget cut. Therefore, aspects related to the exhibition that it was going to pay for now needed to be picked up by JCU, or they simply wouldn't happen. Fortunately, the director of the library was able to garner the support we needed internally, and those gaps were filled. Additionally, as we travelled through the project, our director also obtained additional small pieces of funding to increase the hours on 2 team positions. These relatively small additional financial investments into our project, obtained by the director, had a huge impact on our ability to deliver the project. The pandemic did affect the exhibition. It cast a great shadow of doubt over the exhibition idea because initially the gallery was closed, and then when it did reopen, it was open for very limited hours. The exhibition, although secondary to the digitisation, was still very important, as we knew from first-hand experience in our reading rooms that people still loved to see the real thing. Unbelievably, there were some benefits to doing a project during a pandemic. All of a sudden, we didn't have customers, as they no longer could visit to use our collections in person. For some time, we also experienced a lull in our online inquiries before that picked up again around mid-year. This lack of demand for services allowed us to completely focus on the project, a luxury we never expected. Our modes of communication were directly affected by the pandemic. The team began immediately from day one of working from home to use Microsoft Teams with great gusto, its chat channels and Teams call feature. We had already been using Teams, but with now all of us working from different locations at different times, Teams became the glue that held us together, on and off campus. It also allowed us efficient lines of communication with other JCU staff in departments outside of the library and other non-JCU staff. Having regular social chats during our workday also played an important role in checking in on how people were doing and also de-stressing. Through Teams, we met regularly, twice a day at the beginning and end of work, and in between we met via our various chat channels to discuss the work. This mode of operation in particular facilitated really quick answers to quick questions, which propelled the progress of the work on the treasures. In many ways, the pandemic and the situations it created impacted positively on our ability to deliver the project. Our new ways of communicating online created a more cohesive team by facilitating more discussions in general, and in particular more focused discussions around the many facets of the ongoing project work. Time to focus on the project work away from our real life, living and breathing customers. Also, it allowed us to do the work in an efficient and productive way than if we had been divided between the project and the other work. And because of the pandemic and the limits on people's ability to attend project events, like the exhibition opening and the curators' talks, or visit the exhibition itself, we created more digital products, like the virtual tour of the exhibition and the curator's video. Fragments by Gertie Page is a really wonderful treasure, one of my actual favourites. It's an artist book, so it's made by hand, it's in a limited edition, it's on beautiful paper, it's typeset by hand, and it features these wonderful hand-coloured etchings, each one torn around the edges, becoming a fragment itself. Knowing that this is where our audience was, online, also encouraged us to create extra videos. So when one of the team suggested we capture the work being done by the conservator of our 50 treasures, we created 3 videos about that aspect of the project work. Ultimately, the pandemic increased the digital legacy of the project. The creation of digital versions of each of the 50 treasures was a magical mystery tour, in the sense that every item was different from all the other items, having its own unique characteristics and needs, whether that be in how we were going to physically handle it or exactly how we were going to photograph it, what shots we would take. Items had differing levels of complexity, sometimes unexpected complexity. Therefore, every treasure did have its own digitisation plan. Digitisation entailed the creation of high-resolution, colour-managed, uncompressed files, which were then turned into tailored JPEGs and then packaged into PDFs, ready for viewing or download via NQ Heritage at JCU. Our online repository, NQ Heritage at JCU, was a key element of the 50 Treasures project. Established and launched in 2015 using ePrints, it was well and truly overdue for a software upgrade and a makeover by 2019. Project team members worked very closely with colleagues in the JCU Technology Solutions Directorate to create a repository that was more user-friendly and much more visual in order to give the viewer a window into the nature of our collections. The creation of the 50 Treasures online exhibition page in NQ Heritage at JCU enabled the gathering together of the treasures as they were released, a great place to catch up on all the treasures released so far at any point during 2020. The 50 Treasures project brought with it many important long-term benefits to the special collections. These included a glorious stockpile of professional photographs by Mikhail Marzik of our treasures, which of course included many works of art from the JCU Art Collection. Many treasures required new archival storage solutions, and so the project facilitated the employment of experts who had the needed skills and knowledge to create custom-built housing for some of the objects and many of the artworks. Ultimately, this saw many of our items in refreshed archival settings, which will carry them well into the future. Through the project, we were able to work closely with qualified art, paper and photographic conservator Melanie Sorensen. Melanie attended to a number of the treasures before they were exhibited at the Perth Tucker Regional Gallery. One of our team members had the idea that we could take the opportunity to capture the work she was doing for the project and exhibition on video, and so we did actually produce 3 videos which focus on the conservation work. Melanie's great work with us and our collections continues on today. The long-term benefits of this specialised work can't be underestimated, as it strikes to the heart of our purpose, that being to preserve the materials we have so that we can make them available to future generations.
So as a conservator for these treasured items, I'll be creating a conservation grade adhesive and then using the world's thinnest tissue called Berlin tissue. by the end of the treatment, the paper should be stronger and ready for show in October.
The year 2020 was different, far more than most, and it came with many challenges and opportunities. The library had many concurrent projects running during that year, including the refreshing of some of our spaces in the Mabo Library and the migration to a new library services platform. Looking back, it was on the 28th of October 2020 that our 50th treasure was finally released, and we should have all stopped and toasted our success with a glass of champagne and basked in the glory of this wondrous thing that we had created. But instead, we were working feverishly with the gallery team to deliver our once-in-a-lifetime exhibition on time. This was the culmination of well over 18 months of hard, relentless work to deliver on our JCU 50th anniversary projects, including the Mabo Interpretive Wall and the Drawn to the Mabo Library Artist in Residence program and exhibition initiatives. The well-known phrase, "it takes a village to raise a child," comes to mind, and I'm reminded that in this case, it took an entire library village with staff from all departments on both campus libraries working together to bring these projects to fruition. We had a little help from our friends along the way, well, a lot actually, including that of many of our Special Collections volunteers who had written pieces about the treasures or helped in other ways. With the help of our talented videographers, we managed to produce 12 videos to add another dimension to the digital versions of these treasures. We partnered with the Perth Tucker Regional Gallery team to produce a once-in-a-lifetime exhibition and catalogue during the most trying of times. Librarians working with Special Collections love history. With experience, they hone their radar for spotting what is significant and dedicate themselves to future researchers. The Special Collections are the heart of our library, and we strive to create innovative ways to open the gates and share our treasures with a global audience. I encourage you to visit us either in our libraries or through NQ Heritage at JCU to continue your journey through hundreds of years of history as you encounter explorers and creators of all kinds. I hope you gain insights into life on the land, in our towns, and on the Great Barrier Reef.